Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 2. We are the second week into the season and the storylines are just getting good. So we're just gonna get right on to it. So this week we met a new couple. We met this woman named Nicole. She is 38, she's from LA, and she is married to a guy named Mahood. That's how you say it. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Mahood. Now, Nicole is she has two jobs. She delivers food and she does like clothing, designs clothing and stuff. She went to Egypt and met this guy named Mahood. They spent some time together, and he like said, "Why don't you stay here and marry me?" And she laughed at first about it, and then they still continued to talk, and then he was like, "Why don't you really marry me?" So secretly she goes back over to Egypt and she marries him, and she did it without telling her family what she did and stuff, her family or friends. After she got married, apparently things did not go well. Apparently she felt like things were it was a big cultural shock after she got married to Mahood in Egypt. And because in Egypt there is a very strict culture, religion, all kinds of things are really strict on things. And so we've seen that with Eva Muhammad from 90 Day Fiancé. So, and this is where this couple is kind of comparing me to a little bit, in my opinion. But so after she got married, she stayed for a little bit, and then she came back to the States because things were just not working out over there. Nicole mentions in this episode that she was going to apply for a spousal visa for him, but they were arguing so much, and so she blocked him and pulled his visa application. Somehow they ended up working out again and got back together, but they have an on again, off again relationship. And their biggest relationship problem is that she's breaking a rule in his culture. Now, in his culture, women have to dress really modestly, and doesn't want his woman talking or being around other men and stuff. Well, in this episode, Nicole meets up with her friends and says she's going back to Egypt to live with Mahood. And they were like, "Well, I thought y'all were separating." And she was like, "We were, but, we're going to give it another shot, basically." And so, they talked about why they broke up and stuff. And the biggest thing, and here's where things got interesting, in my opinion, when it came to that. As I said, it's a strict culture over there. Mahood does not want Nicole to show any kind of skin on what she's wearing. They even video chatted and they were talking about that, and Mahood said that she don't even want her wearing tight clothes, like them tight pants and stuff, like them tight yoga pants and stuff. He doesn't, because he doesn't want no body parts showing, basically. And I understand culturally, but man, that's all I'll say about that. Well, one of her friends asked her, "Okay, well, you're not allowed to be around any other guys. What about your family? What about your dad?" She's like, "I could be around my dad. I could hug my dad and stuff. What about your cousins?" And she said no. And I'm like, "What?" Because anybody who I can potentially marry, I can't hug. And I'm like, wait, what? And she had mentioned that in his culture, they do marry their cousins. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, I mean, no judgment. No judgment. I mean, my reaction may sound like judgment, but it's really not, but no judgment. But I no judgment with that they marry their cousins. I just find it, I don't think in Nicole's culture they married her cousins and stuff and everything. So yeah, I still don't see what the problem is if you can't give your own cousin a hug and stuff. But there's a big insecurity there, and Mahu's culture there. So Nicole's going back to give it one more shot. They're already, we're just meeting them, and already there's a lot of drama with them. Like, they're married, then they're separated. She even said that she even filed for divorce and stuff and everything. And so I just think that this couple is going to be hard to swallow. Like I said, this is going to be like an Eve and Muhammad type couple and everything. And I'm going to have serious opinions when we get more deep in depth into their storyline for this. So yeah, that was Nicole and Mahu. We met them this episode. There's still one more couple we got to meet. So next I want to talk is Danielle and Johan, our returning couple. So Danielle and Johan, she's in the Dominican Republic, and she's on a trip this time before she actually moves there. She's trying to figure out their life game plan down there. This episode, we see Danielle go to Johan's house where he stays with his family, and there's like 16 people living in the house. And, they're still like arguing back and forth for where they want to live. Johan wants to live in the U.S. Danielle wants to live in Dominican Republic. So they're just going back and forth. Johan thinks it'll be better to live in the U.S. And I agree with Johan, basically. I don't know what Danielle's mindset is in this, trying to convince the family. So anyway, this episode, Danielle had mentioned, we're only going to stay here for one night because, one, there's too many people here. 2, it's hot, there's no AC, and I get cranky, and I don't want the family to see me cranky and stuff. So they stay one night. Things go okay. Later, we see Danielle and Johan go to Johan's butcher shop that he works at and owns. And she walks into the business, and all of a sudden, there is meat all over the table and stuff, and there are flies rolling around the meat. And Danielle was like, what is this? Like, this meat should be in the refrigerator, it should be cold. And Johan's saying, yeah, it is cold and stuff. But she was like, it is out and there's flies all over it and stuff. That can't be good. You're going to get people sick. This is why I get sick every time I come here. Now I see it. Well, I found out, like, mostly in other countries, they do leave their meat out like that. So, like, I was watching Pillow Talk, like, Tim confirmed when he went to Colombia that happened to him. Kenny and Armando, they mentioned that that's common to them down in Mexico. Emily and Kobe had mentioned in his country that's normal and stuff. I guess it's normal down there. It may get the rest of us sick here in America, but it is normal down there for them to leave it out like that. So Danielle, she's a little grossed out by that, and I see her point, but Johan didn't like the fact that she was grossed out about it because it's his business and stuff, and he claims he knows what he's doing. So Danielle asked him a lot of business questions. So she pulled out her computer and asked, like, how much money are you making or spending, or how much are you in debt and stuff. Like, you need like a notebook or a computer to keep track of all of this. So Danielle pulls out her computer and starts like crunching some numbers and stuff. And you know what? And she was just like, she kind of really wants Johan to like close the business down because he's in a little bit of debt, but he's just starting. He's only $752, something like that, in debt. But that's just a startup. He just opened this butcher shop and everything. And Danielle, Miss Know-It-All, she's thinking she could help with that. But she was just, I understand, like, she was grossed out, but, with the flies all over the place and probably a bad smell. So she was just like, I can't breathe in here. I gotta go. We gotta go and stuff. And then sarcastically, she's saying, I'm so proud of you. You done a good job to this place. Kind of disrespectful, in my opinion, but if it was me, like, like I said, I see both sides. I see where Danielle's coming from, but there's just a way that you can go about it, like, especially the first time going there and stuff, and especially on day one down there. So yeah, they need to really get it together, because like, they are clearly, Danielle and Johan are clearly not on the same page. I hope they last, and I think they will last, but they just need to come to some kind of agreement, because they're not agreeing on anything right now, and they're married. They're not agreeing on anything. So yeah, that was Danielle and Johan. The next couple I'm going to talk about is Chris and Jamie. So Chris and Jamie, we seen them video chat. Jamie is about to packed up and left for Colombia to move in with Jamie, and they're going to be, they're all excited. They're going to be getting married in 9 days. 9 days. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're getting married so quickly. Like, I thought it was 90 down there as well, but it's 9 days. They got to get married. They're getting married. And they had never met. And they got 9 days. It's not even like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. 9 days. I mean, they must really love each other, because that's something else. Packing up your whole life to move to Colombia, to meet somebody, and then 9 days marry them. Yeah. So they talk about their move. Chris is getting ready to move. She has her kids helping her pack up and getting on the road. And we seen Jamie go to a salon and meet with her friend Alex, and they talk about everything. And she had mentioned that Chris has narcolepsy. Welcome to my world, Chris. She has narcolepsy. I have sleep apnea. So welcome to the sleeping disorder club. But anyway, they were talking about that. I'm not sure how the dynamic is going to be when it comes to that, because, with anybody who has like a sleep disorder, there's always going to be some kind of issue for their partner. So I think that's something that Jamie's going to have to get used to. Alex's friend said, Jamie's friend Alex said, how do you know she's the one? And she just said, when you get the butterflies in the stomach, even over the phone, then it's it. So I, judging by previews, I think this is going to end up being another Stephanie and Erica type situation. I think so. I can't wait to see this. I'm telling y'all, this season is going to be kind of messy for the other way. So I'm excited. This is going to be a fun season, I feel like. So yeah, that was Chris and Jamie. Next couple I want to talk about, and I'm kind of concerned. It gives me a little concern on this couple, and this is going to be Rishi and Jen and Rishi. So last week we met Rishi. He's a model in India, whatever, and everything. And we met Jen for a little bit. This time we got to know Jen a little bit more. And she stays with her mother and her brother and her sister-in-law until she's moving to India. And, her mom is she confessed to her mom and sister-in-law and brother that Rishi's family doesn't know that we are together. They know that we're friends, but they don't know that we're actually together and about to get married and stuff. And we're just like, are you freaking kidding me? And they were talking about in India, how what happened with Jenny and Submit, that they put in an arranged marriage for Submit and it just didn't work out, and they prefer it to be a love marriage and stuff. So Jen had mentioned that Rishi's family does want Rishi to be in a love marriage, but the fact that they don't know about them actually being together, that's probably going to stir up some problems, especially in the Indian Hindi culture. I'm telling you, this is about to be another Jenny and Submit situation, literally. So I think that Jen might be in for a rude awakening. So later in this episode, Jen meets up with her best friends that she's known since college. And they just grilled her. They were just like, Jen apparently doesn't choose the right men. She's blinded by love. And they just grilled her. They said, what is wrong with you? Why are you moving to India? You don't have the best record with guys. Apparently, one of the girls didn't go to her when she got married in her early 20s. She dated this guy only for a couple months and got married and was and divorced after a short amount of time. And one of her friends didn't like her, the first husband, and didn't even show up to the wedding. And so they're fearing that history might repeat itself here and stuff. And so like they're just like grilling her, you know, Jen's getting upset, but she's like, I understand, but I still love him. I'm still gonna do this, whatever. So one of her friends came up with the brilliant idea and say, look, I'm gonna catfish him. And I was just like, really? You're gonna catfish him? I'm going because he has like a lot of followers on Instagram, and none of his content are saying that he's like really devoted to Jen. So her friend was like, I'm going to catfish Rishi. So she sends him a message. Later, they meet back up on a video chat to see what the outcome was. So Jen's friend reached out to Rishi and said, hey, I think you're attractive. And I guess Rishi responded, okay, do I know you? And her friend was like, no, but like I seen your content and you're attractive. And Rishi was like, okay, where are you from? And that was the end of that. And she went back and told Jen about the conversation. And she was like, well, why is he asking me where I'm from? Why is he asking me where I'm from and stuff? He's shady. Yes and no. I don't think that it's shadiness. Like, I think I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, because I probably would have responded to the same thing, because like, you know, he just said like, do I know you? Okay, where are you from? You know, like maybe he's trying to figure out like, where's she from? How did she reach out to me? You know, and all that stuff. And I guess that was all he said. And Jen didn't think too much of it. It's not, she was like, that's really not too bad. I mean, yeah, a little bit here and there, but like it's not like too bad. And Jen had mentioned, like, you know, when she first started dating Rishi, like she can get a little jealous and insecure at times. And she had mentioned in last week's episode that she sent him a video like just begging for forgiveness, basically saying sorry and that I love you and this and that. Well, Jen said in this episode, like when she first started dating Rishi, she refused to follow him on social media because she didn't want to take that risk of like going through all that heartache just to see if he's doing anything wrong there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad at that. I think that's a good idea not to follow them on social media at first and stuff. But her friends, I think, are, you know, being a little bit too harsh, just a little bit. I know they're looking out for their friend, but I think her friends are just a little too harsh. And I can go, them trying to catfish him, it could go either way with that, how I feel about that. But his response to me, in my opinion, didn't seem like bad. He's not cheating. I mean, she said, the friend said that that's shady, that he's wanting to know where she's from and stuff, but it's not really too bad. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. That's just my opinion with that. So, but Jen says she's still going to go to India and still going to go be with them. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. And the last couple I want to talk about is Gabriel and Isabel. So in this episode, we seen Gabriel pack up his stuff with his mom. His mom helped him pack and stuff, and you know, packed up his sewing machine and stuff. And you know, just there's a little guilt trip here and there, but he packs up and he's getting ready to move to Colombia. You know, it's a little scary for him, but he's going to do it. And as we know, last week he revealed to us that he's a transgender man and stuff. And, you know, just wants to be accepted. So in this episode, we actually met Isabel. We seen Isabel. The first thing we see with Isabel is that she does have 2 kids. She has a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old. And she actually got pregnant at age 17 with her 16-year-old, or now 16-year-old. In this episode, we seen her, Isabel, and the kids like having like a little like toy gunfight, like shooting, going around the living room and like playing with toy guns and like, you know, just having fun like that. It was pretty neat. It looked pretty fun actually. It was pretty cute. So, you know, they're playing around and stuff. And then the daughter Sarah and Isabel, they go out somewhere. And I guess Sarah does like dancing, like street dancing a lot. I think she goes to like some kind of dancing school, and she does like all kind of like dances like out on the street, some kind of like salsa. So Isabel and Sarah went out to do some dancing and stuff, and they had a conversation, and Isabel's daughter was like, you know, this is going to be the first time in a while that we live with somebody. She said, I love Gabe. I did not like none of her other ex-boyfriends. And she said that they were sexist and everything. Like, so like, I like Gabe. They asked about him being trans and stuff. Like, you know, Isabel said, you know what, like, I was a little shocked at first, but he never gave me feminine vibes. He never, I always only saw him as a man. So that's why, like, she said that I accept him for who he is and stuff. And I just think that's amazing. And I'm hoping that the dynamic with Sarah, because I guess Sarah has seen her mom go through so many bad relationships, and she said that she does love Gabe. So, like, it's going to be interesting, but they're basically all excited. The storyline about it is that Isabel's parents don't know that Gabe is trans. And I guess, like, a lot in the Colombian culture, like, you know, if parents' approval is big, like if the parents or the father doesn't like you, then there's no way that they can be with you and stuff. You know, so that's going to be the storyline. I know Gabe has met the parents before, but they don't know that he's trans. So that's going to be the storyline. I hope Isabel can talk to their parents and make them feel the same way that she did. So like, he's never given me any feminine vibes. So yeah. But yeah, guys, that was the episode. Yeah, we had a lot to cover in this episode. It was a really good episode. We still got one more couple to meet. We got I think the names are Debbie and Osama, and we're gonna meet them next week. And there's the big age difference of 67 to 24. So I can't wait. We'll meet them in 2 weeks. There will be no 90 Day Fiancé the other way next week due to the Super Bowl. I'm a big football fan. I know a lot of 90 Day fans are not football fans. It's fine, but I love football. Neither one of my teams made it, but it's the Eagles and the Chiefs next Sunday evening. That's TLC has decided the week of the Super Bowl not to air 90 Day Fiancé, so people can watch the Super Bowl, which is I think is fine. So I'm rooting on the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So yeah, so we'll see. I'll see you guys back for 90 Day in 2 weeks. I know you guys were missing me for Married at First Sight this past week. The only reason I did not do the recap for Married at First Sight is because the honeymoon, all the couples are on the honeymoons. There wasn't really no arguing, nothing exciting. They're just separately, you know, Gina and Clint, you know, they got lost going on their little excursion. I guess they're in Jamaica. They got lost going on their little excursion, but you know, they still had a good time. Dominique and McKinney, you know, doing fine. Jasmine and Aries, Kirsten and Shaquille, you know, everybody's just doing their things. Nicole and Chris. Nicole had a little bit too much shots and stuff. I think that might have turned off Chris a little bit. It didn't say, but it kind of turned it off a little bit. But from what I've seen in previews for Married at First Sight, you know, that's why I didn't do the recap. Things are going to get juicy, and there's going to be a big twist. And I'm not even going to, if you've seen the previews, you'll know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to give it out yet. But I'm going to try to do Married at First Sight this week. But again, I'll see you guys back on Wednesday, Thursday to do Married at First Sight, and then in 2 weeks, and then the following week for another Married at First Sight, and then after the Super Bowl, we'll be back doing the other way. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and remember, please, with the comments, respectful comments, no rude comments. We only discuss the episode. We don't discuss how I do my videos or anything about me. We just discuss the episodes. Please keep the comments respectful and PG. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.